Massive win for you on Tuesday, possibly maybe your best performance of the season. How pleased are you with the response of the players, after losing 2 games in a row before that?
Well, the boys have always given us a good response when things didn't go our way so much. But, also the games before, I don't think we played bad. I think actually we played better football than we played in Salford. That's also, based on the pitch in Salford, which was not the best surface to play on. I think what they showed was a lot of resilience, a lot of character, going forward, doing those extra yards that hurt, and just being out there as a unit and being out there for each other. Not everything was perfect, but the way they played against the ball, the way they fought for the first ball, second balls, they decided to get into the box, and at the end of each ball was amazing to see, and that's exactly what we want from them.
Yeah, obviously a really good performance on Tuesday. Do you think that's sort of the benchmark now going forward for the rest of the season? Is that you want your players to perform as well as that every week?
Yeah, I think they raised the bar in terms of the mentality, how they approach the game. We knew before the game that it's going to be a scrappy game and that we need to put the game onto Salford, right? And again, it might have been a little bit more direct, very scrappy at times. To be fair, it was not necessarily the best football to watch. Where I think we can definitely, or in the previous games, we played better football. But again, they stuck together. They run hard for each other, and they got into their faces, and that's what hurt those teams, right? And then in the final third, Ben scored a great goal, a couple other great goals as well, and it's about getting into the box, getting at the end of the ball, supporting each other, and being there for any drop downs.
Yeah, obviously, I think it's clear to see the defensive unit has improved massively over the last few weeks. Do you think has that been sort of the aim on the training ground, is to make sure you're solid in your own box, and then that's giving you the freedom then to maybe go forward and attack teams a bit more? Yeah,
it was a little bit unfortunate as well in the games before, where I definitely think we could walk away with a lot more points than the one against Grimsby at home. But again, defensively, I think we are pretty sound. I mean, when you look at the 3 goals that we conceded against Dons and the previous 2 as well in Swindon, it's not that we are not in good positions. We're just at times maybe a little bit unlucky, make the wrong decisions, and then obviously that hurt us. And in that game, the boys were really sound when it came to defending. They were ruthless, getting the ball away, high up the pitch, or just clear lines, and they did really well there. And that's something that we need to carry forward as well, to not overplay, to make the right decisions, put the balls into the right areas, and we have bodies, we have players that can run onto the ball and keep the ball further up the pitch.
Obviously, you mentioned earlier, Ben Lloyd's got a brilliant goal Tuesday night, and he's sort of been in and out of the starting 11 last few weeks. How impressed are you with his mentality to come back into the starting 11 and obviously go on and score a really important goal for you?
Yeah, Ben is a player that he's a team player. He's showing up every day, giving his very best. He's a very good player for us as a team, and he knows what I think of him. He knows that he's of great value for me, and that the communication with him was that he just has to wait for his opportunity, and when the opportunity comes, then it's good when the player takes it, and he has performed really well as everybody else. I think everybody stuck together. They fought hard. They won their duels on the ground and in the air, and that's how you win a game in Salford.
Obviously, 3 away games in a row, but we're back at Rodney Parade on Saturday. How much are you looking forward to that one?
It was 3 tough away games, right? I mean, you should not forget who we played, right? We played teams that are in the top half of the table, and it's going to be. It were tough games, but I think overall in those 3 games, and including Grimsby as well, that we showed very good performances overall. But it's good to be at home again, to have our fans in our back, to have the Ember Army supporting us, and that's exactly what I'm looking forward to. That they have our backs, and when they saw what the boys produced in Salford and how much they care about performing well and making sure the club is in a better place very soon, I'm pretty sure we have all their support.
Another team in the top 3 from the top 3 on Saturday, in Cambridge. Obviously, it's on paper it's a tough game, but do you think Tuesday's result could be a bit of a catalyst or a momentum builder for your players to maybe go on and maybe get the second win on the bounce, to really help cement your position and getting out of the relegation zone?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why you're always talking about Salford only, right? Because I'm honestly convinced that the games before we also played really good football. It just didn't fall for us, and some individual mistakes were costly, right? But again, a win is obviously something that you can build on, especially confidence, right? And the boys have seen as well now that they're really good when it comes to a game that requires maybe a little bit more fighting, right? And they have done brilliant in the last game, and we don't have to hide from anybody. I mean, again, we can play good football. We can put our stamp onto the game, and it's just about a confidence that we need to continue carrying forward, and come whoever may. That's fine. But if we play our game, if we keep it simple, if we put the balls into the right areas, anybody can come. I'm sure we play a good game, and then if we do that, then we take care of that, and the result will come by itself.
Yeah. Finally, just obviously Cambridge on Saturday, managed by Neil Harris. What sort of challenge are you expecting from them?
Well, they are a decent side. They have some good individual players. But it's down to us to discourage their game, and I think again the boys have done brilliantly, especially defensively without the ball, even if it's pressing from the front or defending our own box. I think we have improved very much in those areas, and again it's down to us how we set ourselves up, how we discourage them from playing, and then dealing with the first ball, second balls, and then catch them out on the break.
Good luck on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
We've spoken a lot about this group of four fixtures against teams right up there. Do you feel that if you can get 6 points out of that, or even 4, that's a good return from those four games?
I think the mood is that we have, obviously, you walk away from Salford, right? We were aiming for more points, definitely. And I think when you look back, and that's where probably the disappointment was up until the Salford game, that it was definitely there for us. It was definitely up for grabs, and it's good to see the boys after a game being disappointed because they couldn't get anything from that game, even though they probably deserved it. But you deserve it when you're better in both boxes, right? And that's what unfortunately let us down. But again, it's good to see that the boys keep going. They show a reaction every single time, it's definitely something to build on.
Yeah. Talking about being better in both boxes, do you feel that Courtney Baker-Richardson made a real difference there in attack and in defence? Yeah,
he's definitely vocal, really vocal. I also think before, when he was not available, that we started defending really well, that things came together much more. But he was definitely good for us in the attack, to get the ball stuck a little bit more up front, to hold it up and then maybe get a throw in or something, or get the bodies around him for the second balls. So he's done well in there, and he's just a big body to deal with.
Yeah, so he's been out for a long time to come back, and I think played an hour, didn't he, and make a big impact. I mean, that's impressive to do that straight away. Because
he has a great mentality, and that can be infectious as well. They can jump onto everybody else as well, and he carried a lot of players with him. He infected them with his mentality. He's a little bit of a fun character as well, right? He was good for us in there.
And Ben Lloyd's, we saw a different side to his game. I think a more attacking side. He played in a more attacking role than he number 10. Do you feel that is his best position, where you get the most out of him?
Ben, like some other players, are very versatile in terms of the position they can play. I think he did a brilliant job. They always was around to pick up the second balls, was in good areas. He was definitely a threat in that game, but again, it's one game, right? It's now, can we continue? Can we build momentum? Can we make the next step? And as much as we can be happy with the Salford performance, it's about Cambridge now, and how can we build momentum?
Yeah. Just usual questions about injuries. Liam Shepherd came off at half-time, didn't he? Was that an injury?
Yes, unfortunately.
Is he going to be available this weekend? Or?
doesn't look good, to say the least, right now.
He's had a tough season with injuries, hasn't he?
I feel a little bit for him because he definitely wants to help like everybody else, and with him being in and out all the time, it's not easy as a player, but he can still help with his experience, where it's of great value for the group, and we'll see. We'll hope that he's coming back soon.
In Joe Thomas, you've at least got someone who can step in there and do a good
job. That's why we have a good balance in the team as well. We have good depth there, and we have, like I said before, yes, Ben can play multiple positions, but we have in our team players that can play multiple positions, and we are covered.
Kieran Brennan is out for a little while, is he?
He is also out for a little while. Yes, you always have the nice questions.
How
right?
is Matt Smith? Is he going to be back soon?
I think he's starting to be back in training starting next week.
So there's some options hopefully coming.
Yes.
You made 7 changes on Tuesday, I think it was. Were all of those tactical, or were there some injuries there as well?
Yeah, we looked at a little bit different shape in the last game, but that doesn't mean we're going to play the shape moving forward, right? It's just also you have to put in consideration the team that you're playing, what the pitch will be like, right, and what the game requires, and I think that came off well, right? But it doesn't mean that's something that we're going to do moving forward as well.
The fact that the pitch was so different to Rodney Parade, did that give you sort of extra pleasure of the win?
It's obviously I would like to play a little bit more football, right? The pitch didn't necessarily allow that to happen, so it was more direct, more a fight for first balls and second balls. But again, when you play a game like this where you have to go to the edge of your performance, especially physically, it probably feels even better at the end of the day. You're very satisfied with leaving it all out there, winning your duels, getting scrappy, with the first ball, second balls, and then walking away with a 3-1 win is definitely top.
Yeah, and there's 15 games to go now, but sort of 8 at Rodney Parade and 7 away. Okay, and the ball factor of matters, you've taken 8 from 15. Now I'm going to suggest that if you can keep that level of performance up and results, it's going to be very encouraging going forward. I mean, the home form now, you can, apart from the Accrington game, there's a lot of confidence going into these home games now, isn't there?
Yeah, I think, Accrington is probably one of an outlier, because I still think when we were with 11 men, we were the better team. Yeah. Definitely by far. But I actually don't see it that way. First of all, we take it game by game, but I want to get more away wins. I think they are crucial to our performance as well. It's not only, okay, let's focus on our home games, that would be too easy, and that would be also a little bit careless, because then 1 or 2 don't go our way, and what then, right? So again, we've come off a stretch of 3 away games against 3 teams that are in the top 6 or top 7, and I think we should walk away with more points than the 3 that we did now. That's what the team showed, and it was every time, even when we were a little bit on the back foot initially, the team has this in them that they always can add more to the game the longer the game prolongs, and come back and create chances. And I think nobody would complain if we walk away from Milton Keynes with a point. No problem. Same with Swindon. I think with some decisions that didn't go our way before they scored the first goals, the game could have looked very differently. But again, it's always could, what if, right? But the fact is that the performances were there, and performances against teams that are really high up the table. So we don't have to hide in front of anybody. Those performances, even if the result didn't go our way, they should give us confidence that we can keep up with them, no problem. Right? And that's just the mantra going forward. Hey, we are a good team. Now we showed we can play football. Now we showed we can fight. Now can we find a good mix between both of them to push forward?
Well, I mean, one of the best performances of the season was at Bromley, and we lost the game with a freak own goal as well, and should have got.
That's the story of the season, no?
Should have got at least a point.
Yeah, that's the story. That's a little bit the story of the season, that we gave away too many easy goals. Where it's an own goal, right? Is it a free goal like the one in Milton Keynes, right? Where we just we didn't look at ourselves as well, and can we do better? Can we make better decisions there? But this has stopped now in Salford, right? Okay, we consider a goal, but to be honest, he stroked the ball really well. But the boys were resilient. Yes, they had some chances, but Jordan had a brilliant game, right? Made some class saves. The defense worked, right? You get under pressure, yeah, but that's our job then to defend, and they did brilliantly there. They dealt with everything that was thrown at them, and that's how you win games.
So Jordan Wright's a good goalkeeper, isn't he? I mean, I'm not being funny with you, but I've watched him over the season. I think he's a very good keeper. I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves.
No, he had some brilliant saves also at home against Chesterfield.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 0-0, and there was this cross, and he saved it off the line with a brilliant save. He has some really good moments, and he's a good goalkeeper there between the posts.
Yeah. Okay.
Good penalty save as well.
Ken saves penalty as well. You have two back there. Yeah, so Jordan is a goalkeeper with a lot of potential, definitely, and you see a lot of good moments, and as long as he keeps pushing forward as well and being the support from the back that everybody needs, then he's really good with it.
I mean, everybody got faults in the games, but again, if he was the complete goalkeeper, he'd play for England, wouldn't he?
Yeah, there's a lot of competition as well. Don't forget about that, right? There are a lot of good goalkeepers, yeah, but. See, the thing that was really good in Salford is the intensity with how the team worked against the ball and how the team made those runs going forward, right? And also mistakes happen, right? But everybody that was on the pitch was there to make up for it.
How did you feel coming away from that game? Because I know you had the pleasure in winning the league title. It's a different sort of pleasure, though. All of a sudden, you turned into a teacher, a mentor. That must give you a huge amount of pleasure to see that. You must have been walking on clouds after that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every win feels really good, and it's one of those where I saw in the games leading up to this game that the team is playing really well, and that there is more in them than probably the results showed, and that they deserved more. And I was more happy for them to finally get this away win against a team that's high up the table, for them to get the confidence and the confirmation as well that we can compete, and we are so not dead. We are very much alive, and there's way more to come from the team.
Would you say the pleasure you got on Tuesday for the win, how does that compare with the pleasure you received as a player at international and club level? How would you compare that? Is it unfair to compare it?
No, it is. You're way more humble. Obviously, you're happy to win. That's what you are, but you're more proud about the performance of the team and what they deserve. That's probably the difference.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you.